Hey there, Virgo. How's it going? Hope everything's going good with you and yours. We're going to be looking at your week of February. I've been doing this all month. We're going to be looking at your week of March 21st, 2022. We're going to be over here on the left looking at your energy coming into this week. In the center, we're going to look at some challenges you might be facing. And over on the right, we're going to be looking at some potential outcome cards for you as well. If you like what you see here, if it's resonating with you, don't be afraid to like the video, hit that thumbs up button. If you really like what I do here and you want to stay around, I'd love to have you. You can hit that subscribe button so it's easier to do so. And of course, you can always check the description box down below. Oh, hello, Journey. Hey, now don't be sticking your claws in, you little jerk. Jeez Louise. But if you want to check the description box below, that's got the weekly upload schedule, so you can see if you want to check out your other signs, those videos as well. So here we are. Your energy, we got Judgment, Death, and the Hermit. You Earth signs have been really coming in strong this week. Lots of major arcana for you guys. Virgo, this is especially good for you because the Hermit is your card. So that means you're coming in a super strong way, which is great. If you got Scorpio in your chart, the Death card, that means you're even stronger still. So that's a nice little bonus. Let me know if that's the case down below. Always love to hear that stuff. So that's looking good. Oh, Journey's going to take off. And there's the camera shaking. Well, we got Judgment, Death, and the Hermit here. This looks great because this is you committing to change and committing to a change that's going to bring you closer to your wishes, to your goals in the future. You can see the star here on the Hermit's little cap. That represents his wishes, his dreams, his goals. And he's trying to find a way forward from this mountaintop here. He's looking down, got this clear view, and he's like, that's the path I need to take to get to what I want in my life. And I love that commitment with Judgment, with Death, this cycle. It's like, we got to change something to go after this. Like, there's definitely something here that needs to happen in order to get me from point A to point B. So I'm loving that. Let's look at some clarifiers for that energy and see what we got going on. Then we'll move into your challenges and see what's happening there too. What are you committing to? Can we see that? Are you going to let us know what you're committing to, Virgo? We got the Queen of Wands, the Emperor, nice, and the Six of Cups, too. Look at that. With that Queen of Wands and the Emperor, there's a ton of confidence here. I feel like you're oozing with it, and that makes sense, too, especially for those of you who've got Scorpio in your chart. That just feels like you are just oozing confidence and respect, power, maturity at this time. That looks great. And what may be even better for you is with the Emperor, that's Aries card. So you may have Aries in your chart as well. Let me know still if that's the case, because there you are. Like, somebody out there, do you have Virgo, Scorpio, and Aries in your chart? Like, that means you're coming in super, super strong here. Or even one of the other fire signs, Leo or Sagittarius, as the Queen of Wands does represent them too, means you're coming in real powerful here. That's like incredible, right? That's so good here. I feel like you've been you're drawing an offer in with that Six of Cups, right? It's like a gift's being presented to this person, so I feel like that's definitely got an energy here of you being so powerful, being so bold, going after what you want here, really chasing that, really growing and having these positive vibes here. And it just seems like you're drawing in what you want at this time. That looks beautiful. Let's look at your challenges here, see what we got. We got the King of Swords. We got the Four of Swords, and we got the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you might be dealing with a lot here at this time, a lot of stresses, a lot of burdens here with that Ten of Wands. It represents, having the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when you have that King and that Queen of Wands and that Emperor energy, that definitely kind of lends to a certain weight of things, like the weight of leadership, the weight of, respect and authority, of course. So you might be dealing with that. Maybe you're in that kind of a position at this time. Maybe you're in charge at this time. Maybe you recently got a promotion or something here, and you're kind of have to deal with that weight at this time. Could also just be saying you might be just dealing with something else that's stressing you out this week here, or recently, lately, you've been stressing out about something, been dealing with a heavy burden. I feel like with the King of Swords here, it's something that's very matter of fact. It's like, it is what it is, and you kind of have to just deal with it. It's kind of like, for some things it's like where you got to play a video game, for instance. Like for myself, I don't know how many of you watching these play video games, but there's bosses you have to beat, like certain enemies that have to be beaten, and it is what it is. And if you want to progress, you got to beat this guy or this girl or whatever it is, right? So I just feel like you're kind of dealing with something. Like, it's just a matter of fact. This is what it is. You have to deal with this in order to progress, right? So definitely got some of that energy here, and it might be something that's causing a lot of stress here. Like you're like maybe don't know how to deal with it. Maybe with this Four of Swords, you just kind of want to bend over. You just want to lay down and take a nap. Like this character is here in the Four of Swords. He's just like, no, I'm not dealing with it. I'm going back to bed. Maybe you got that kind of an energy, or you're feeling that way. It's like, I really just don't want to deal with this. I don't think I can. I just want to, pray to the Lord, hope that, somebody will answer my prayers and stop this from happening so I don't have to deal with this. But it feels like this is something you're going to have to handle regardless. So let's look at some clarifiers for this before we do. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, well, we got all three came out with that. But thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it all so much. Hope this has helped me out. This is resonating with you. If it is, you can hit that thumbs up, that like button down below. Helps the channel out a ton. You can also subscribe to the channel if you like. If you really like what I'm doing here, that we can find me more easily every week. And of course, you can check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos too after this one. But we got the Two of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Ace of Cups. Are you dealing with your significant other this week? Are they the one kind of giving you some trouble here? Maybe feeling some rough stuff going on with them with that Two of Cups and that Ace of Pentacles. Could be some negative emotions, some emotions running really high at this time, and it feels like we're just not getting anywhere with them. And it's just kind of like a confrontation needs to happen here, it feels almost. So that could be for some of you. For others, it might be a situation where you're looking for an Empress, like you're looking for like your divine counterpart, but you really don't want to go out there and like date, right? You don't want to go out there and like, geez, I don't want to move on. I don't want to go out and like start dating and stuff. I just want to find the right person, right? Why can't I just be presented with the right person, right? With this Ace of Cups and the Two of Pentacles saying like we're just stuck in this holding pattern where you're single, but you're also not moving forward, not trying to find anyone else, which is causing its own troubles. So let's look at your outcome cards, see what we got. We got the Ten of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. All sorts of swords. Definitely needs to be some sort of communication here for sure, regardless of what you're feeling here in this situation, whether you're dealing with a partner or you're like looking to find a partner. Either way, you got to really communicate here. The Ten of Swords saying here that, do it quickly, get it over with. Rip that band-aid off, right? Like it didn't take 10 swords to kill this cat, but like they did it just to make sure, right? You gotta make sure, you gotta do this because it's gonna be stuck like this if you don't reach out, you don't communicate, you don't talk. The Five of Swords, it may feel kind of unfair here as well. Like it may feel like this is just kind of a rough situation to deal with. It's a little unfair, whether it's like you're in the wrong and it's like, oh well, I couldn't help it, I had to be in the wrong, I had to do this thing, I'm sorry. Or it might be another situation where it feels like no matter what you do, you're gonna be the one who's like the quote unquote bad guy in the situation here. So but it's kind of just gotta do it, you just gotta handle it. And speaking of handling things, we got the Seven of Swords where you can see here the person in the Seven of Swords is holding those swords by the blades, right, with his hands. Like you got to handle things delicately. You got to be careful of how you're handling things. You don't want to hurt yourself or someone else here when you're communicating. So it's like now's not the time for the blame game. For those of you in a relationship, for those of you who aren't in a relationship, you gotta just reach out and communicate. It's not fair, I know for myself, of the more masculine, I'm definitely not masculine, but of the more masculine sex, it's tough when it comes to dating because it feels like the guy has to communicate first. So you might be feeling like that. Maybe you're a guy watching this and you're like, oh God, I don't want to reach out first. Like, why do I have to? But if you're not a guy, you're watching this, it's like, maybe you got to reach out first if you really got your eye on somebody or you want to get yourself out there because you need to do that. Like, if maybe someone else isn't going to find that, isn't going to reach out to you. They're kind of going to be like, oh, maybe they've, if you're doing like a dating app and they see pictures of you, they're like, oh, this person's too attractive. Like, I'm too nervous. I felt that way a lot. I'm just too nervous to ask like an attractive person, like, hey, you want to hang out or something sometime? Because you figure you're going to get shot down anyway, right? And maybe that's how some people feel when they see you. They feel you're too attractive, especially where you're coming in so strong back here, Virgo. Like maybe that's how they feel. So you need to reach out. And that's incredibly attractive, I find. Like I've had girls reach out to me and they've been like, hey, and start talking to me and stuff. And that's super attractive. That's because they've taken an interest in you, right? They took the initiative rather than, letting the kind of gender roles play out where it's like, I would have to be the one to take the initiative because they're a woman. I'm a guy, yada, yada, yada. And it's not fair and it's stupid and yada, yada, but it is what it is. But so I feel like you really need to reach out here. And yeah, just go for it. With the Seven of Swords there, for those of you looking to find a partner though, I feel like you just got to be on the lookout for, those toxic traits, right? If you're looking out and you're talking to someone and they're kind of coming off all kind of sleazy, you got to be, hello journey. And they're coming off sleazy and such. Just got to be careful with them. It's probably a red flag. You probably don't want to stick around for that. And speaking of sticking around, Journey, you need to get your bum out of here. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. So let's look at your outcome cards, and then we'll tie everything off with an oracle message for you here, Virgo. All right, let's see what we... Oh, excuse me, you got the hiccups. Let's see what we got for you here. We got the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the World here. That looks great. The Ten of Pentacles especially is great because the Ten of Pentacles talks about something of real value, something of true value, something very important to you is coming in the future. I feel like that's for those of you who you need to reach out, you need to communicate. Like if you're not going to get to that 9, you're not going to get to that 10 without doing that, without reaching out and communicating for sure. You're not going to find those things. It's not just going to be handed to you here. With the Nine of Pentacles as well, I feel like for some of you, just maybe independence is the best thing at this time. For those of you who maybe are in the dating realm, maybe independence is your best bet. For others, though, it's saying like, hey, once we get this sorted out and, whether the situation is we get it sorted out where it's like we're back on track with our partner, or you get it sorted out where you find a partner, someone to start dating, the Nine of Pentacles is saying like you can relax, you can have a good time, just enjoy yourself. You did some hard work, now it's time to relax and just enjoy the time here. Like especially for those of you who are just starting up relationships and just going through the first couple of dates and stuff, just have fun with it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about this is my partner, is this my soulmate, right? Like just have fun with it. No pressure, just relax. And with the World here as well, big time completion coming for all of you for sure, Virgo. That's looking great. I love that. The World is such a good important card for completions for these kind of things. So you're heading towards something beautiful, that's for sure. So let's look at your oracle message, Virgo. There it is. The Fates, number 17. It was just popping out. Journey, I'm gonna need the booklet from you, buddy. Here, oh man, he's using it as a pillow here. Jeez Louise, or like a back pillow or something here. Jumping Jehoshaphat here. Let's see what we got for you here, though. The Fates. All right. The Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for the greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events in your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. And I feel like for a lot of you out there dealing with partners, you cannot change the past, that's for sure, but you can affect the future. That is something you can do. For those of you, again, looking to date somebody, you cannot change the past. You can affect your future, though. You can affect the present too, right? Absolutely. You can reach out, whoever it is, reach out to your partner, reach out to a future partner, reach out to whoever and talk to them, right? This may not be something you necessarily understand, but this is something that kind of is going to happen. This needs to happen. You need to experience this in order to move on to the future. So when you come up to other challenges later on down the line, you can overcome them too. So hope that helped you out. Hope that resonated with you, Virgo, and I will see you next time.